Greetings, Stevie P. Really exciting one. We're getting to the end of Final Fantasy Rebirth, and don't you just love this? From just such a throwback to the original, but made in 3D. Absolutely inspiring. And we're about to fight the Demon Wall. There's got to be one in every Final Fantasy, so it's exciting times. I'll quickly show you the setup. So, Choco King's cape on Cloud for the accessory. Enhanced Karmic Cowl, just because Tifa is the most squishy, so nice to have some protection on her, keep her from getting too much damage. Enhanced Expeditionary Medal is just great for giving an all-out final limit without needing to do all the synergy abilities, so having that on Red is quite cool. I've got some Vitality up on Cloud and some HP just because, you know, you do take a lot of damage in this at various points with this strategy, which is absolutely fine. Prayer I've got on all three of them actually, just because it's quite useful. And I think that's about all I need to point out, other than you need fire and you need wind. So you want fire and wind, which again I've put on all of them just because it's very handy to have. So that's Cloud. First Strike with Tifa. ATB Assist I found to be quite useful. Here's the fire and wind for her. ATB Boost, very useful. Prayer, again, I've got that on everybody. I've got Limit Support on her because she's not going to be using Limit Breaks. She's going to be increasing Stagger whilst they're staggered. And it just means that we get to do limits quicker, which is nice. And then Luck Ups, which, by the way, goes nicely with this weapon. The Jang Reaper. I don't know how to pronounce that. Where you have loads of critical damage. That just means that even though she's going to be using, you know, Omni Strike and Rise and Fall and True Strike, which are not like limit breaks, she'll still be doing a lot of damage whilst they are staggered due to the crit increase, which is awesome. Then I've got Time with Magnify and I've got Empowerment with Magnify on Red, just because those two things are very, very helpful to end this battle as quickly as possible. Warding with Petrify, optional, but it is useful because you will get petrified, potentially. You want to avoid that. First Strike and then ATB Boost is quite important. Prayer on him as well, and then the Wind and the Fire. So that just makes this team absolutely great for overcoming the Demon Wall. So let's get into the fight itself. Okay, so first things first, we go in here, let's skip the cutscene, and then straight away I want to be going over to Tifa, use the ATB boost, and then 2 Unbridled Strengths, and as you can see, that puts a nice little boost on ATB for Red and Cloud. He's doing a move called, the Demon Gate's doing a move called Cave In, which is fantastic. Go to where Red is, you see those little lights that appear on the floor, that's where the Cave In is going to occur. Brilliant opportunity to go into Sentinel stance and look at what it does to his Vengeance gauge. He's already got full Vengeance gauge, which is an amazing start. And now we're into the battle. So straight away with Red, what I'm going to do is just hasten everybody up, just because why not? You can use an ATB boost as well with Red here, but I actually prefer to just kind of save that a bit for later on. Although at max level right now, you know, you can use it quite frequently, which is pretty cool. So anyway, I won't explain all these moves too much. It's nice to use a bit of counterfire with Cloud. Now, this is an important move to bear in mind. When it uses Encroach, it's going to pull these walls in and lessen how much space you've got for the fight. And I mean, with the amount of AoE attacks they do, you want to limit that as much as possible. So great way to stop it is to use Power Cleave, which is fantastic. And it's also very difficult for them to interrupt Power Cleave. I say them because there's one right now, but there's about to be another one. Great fun. So Power Cleave will stop it here. It will not be enough. In the next phase of the fight, you need to do Power Cleave plus a couple of other ATB attacks in order to stop it, which, as you can see, also pressures it. Now it's going to do Repulsion. Great chance to go into Vengeance mode, which is why I waited, because when you do Vengeance mode, it will go into it. You avoid getting hit by Repulsion, which sends you all the way to the other end of the cave, which isn't great, because you want to be up close whilst he's pressured. Crushing Grip I'm just going to jump out of the way of, and then tag team to the other two to bring them over. If you don't know how to do that, just press block and then switch to the others, and that will tag team them to your target. Very, very useful. Okay, we'll just keep attacking him while he's pressured. There we go. Done a nice bit of damage here. Okay, yeah, I'll just keep attacking away, block that. Let's just keep them nicely topped up on health. Plus, it is nice to get a few pips towards their synergy abilities. Petrify, by the way, will put Petrify on you. And if you have that and they do enough damage within the time frame, obviously it turns you to stone. So you don't want that. Hence, good to block. And good to have some warding. Okay, let's see. Where is Cloud? Oh, that's not helpful. Good chance to just show the tag team. Oh, except it's not working because he's in the air, which is annoying. Okay, anyway. Cloud, get down onto the ground. Thank you very much. Power Cleave will interrupt it. You do get quite a bit of time, but, you know, annoying things the AI does sometimes will prevent you getting there in time. If you miss it, it's not the end of the world. It's just beware when the walls move in. If they hit you while they're moving in, it does about 2k damage. And it also just leaves you a bit less space to fight. But as I say, not the end of the world. Let's get Red to actually stagger him so that he gets a nice bit of increased gauge on his limit gauge bar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to refresh haste. And we're going to now introduce bravery as well. Just do, yeah, braver should be absolutely fine. And then let's do dive kick. We'll just get his health nice and low. Once it's there, you can see, once it's at half health, you can't damage him anymore. And meanwhile, these walls are moving in. So we're about to move into the next phase of the fight, which is cool. Okay, there we go. Just keep attacking, attacking, attacking. And we move into the next phase now where, boom, he knocks you into the air and another one appears. So we got 2 demon gates to have to deal with. Fantastic. And actually, when the battlefield gets small enough, it can be quite annoying. The others being can kind of get in your way. Okay. So, I've moved to attack this one rather than that one because I know that this one is about to use Encroach. So I'm just wanting to kind of get ahead of the game a little bit and be ready for it to do that. Cloud did get hit, but that's okay. With Petrify, you can see it runs out quickly, so they don't have an awful lot of time to do enough damage to turn you to stone. Okay. This is where Power Cleave is so great because the horrible cave-in attack isn't enough to interrupt it. So really fantastic. Okay, now let's get Red over here. Sometimes they like to help their pal out, and when they can see that he's in dire straits, they just keep doing cave-in, which can be very annoying. So watch out for cave-in because it will do quite a lot of damage. Heal them up nice and proper. Oops. Accidentally ran into that cave-in with Red and now he's being grabbed. Believe it or not, that's not actually such a problem. Because we can stagger him and it also doesn't do a heck of a lot of damage actually, as I found. Okay, let's bring Tifa over now and get these guys doing their limit breaks. Okay, Wrath of the Land and Cross Slash. Thankfully, Tifa's stagger increase attacks are very difficult for the enemy to interrupt. But I will try and nip out of the way there of the cave-in. So we've done a nice lot of damage to this guy. He's in fact nearly a goner. So I think I'm going to go even crazier and get the other two to just pile in after this with a Savage Assault, which will also increase Cloud's limit, which will be nice. Now as you can see, there does come a point where it blocks you from doing damage just at the end of their life. Which is fine. going to just do a little heal. But it is basically over for this one. Just need to do a few attacks. Try not to get grabbed again. Yeah, just finish him with that one. I hate that when you tag team to them, it puts you in the most awkward spot. Okay, power cleave. There's only one left. But he managed to do encroach. But as you can see, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes power cleave isn't enough to knock them out of encroach. But now that the one of them's down, it doesn't even matter, to be honest. And what I'll do is I'll show you a clip after this of it, because we've killed one of them so quickly. I haven't been able to show you a counter to one of their moves, which is fairly important. It's the reason why we've got fire and wind on both of them. So we may not get a chance to show that in this fight, but that's okay. Now we're here nice and early, so we should have plenty of time. Even just a quick triple slash should do the trick. Go into... Can you hear that ominous laughing in the background, by the way? Is that meant to be Sephiroth? I'm not actually even sure. Okay. Okay, Arcane Eruption. Right, this I did get to show you after all. That's nice. So, you have to look at the orbs in their hands. Oh. I didn't get to show you because he got staggered too quickly. Okay, so basically these orbs appear in their hands and you need to use the relevant opposing element in order to stop them from performing a move. So, yeah. Just be aware of that, but I'll try and show you a clip of that just so that you can be aware of it if you end up getting that in your own playthrough. Okay, Tifa, let's just end the guy. Do a couple of sidewinders. And it's pretty much there now. He's going to do a couple of end-of-life moves. Final throws, he pulls in again. But pretty much it is over now. So there you go. That is the Demon Gates. So yeah, let me just quickly show you a clip of how to deal with that special move they do when you need the opposing elements. And but thank you very much for watching, and yeah, hope that this was helpful. Right, so here is an example when they both use Arcane Eruption, where you've got to just look at the orbs in their hands. It's either going to be ice, which is very, very white, or electricity, which I think is green. I can't remember. Anyway, and so you want to use the opposing element, and you'll see what happens. So if Cloud uses fire on this one, then red... oops. Yeah, this one, then red... Well, yeah, I actually haven't been very good here. I've not got them ready. But anyway, then fire on this one, and as you can see, it stops them. So... that's just so you know how to deal with that. Very, very simple. Just make sure you've got enough ATB, which I wasn't careful about in this particular fight. But there you go. Thank you very much.